Hi, I'm Renee and welcome back to Peonie Me. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat today, so I sound a little bit husky, which maybe could be quite a good thing so I don't sound as squeaky as I normally do. Today I wanted to talk about pregnancy style. I've done a few posts on this over on my blog, which I'll link down below, and I've also done a couple of videos on this channel already talking about pregnancy style. Today in particular I want to talk about trends because I feel like when you're pregnant you don't feel like fashion is relevant to you anymore. There's not much out there in terms of shopping for maternity wear, so it can be quite hard to nail a trend or have a go at it. But I wanted to show that with a bit of clever styling, by really looking out for things and just playing with silhouettes and colours, you can really have fun with trends even though you're dressing your bump. Now I have a confession. If you've not seen any of my other videos or you're not a family member that's being forced to watch these videos, then you won't know, but this is my second pregnancy. Before I had my son Henry, who's now 2, I absolutely loved fashion. It was part of my job, it was part of my life, and I felt like in between, just before I got married and leading up till just before I got pregnant, I found an inner confidence, and I found a style and a look that really suited my figure. I'd worked hard on my figure pre-wedding, so I was very happy with my shape. And I don't know, I just had fun with fashion. I had fun dressing up. I felt confident. I felt like I looked good. And then I got pregnant and I put weight on in just the most awful of places. It was very top heavy, and I looked very disproportionate. I had my skinny legs, and then I had these big boobs, big arms, big belly, big amount of back fat, and I just didn't feel confident at all. And if you go through my phone at that time, there's I think I'd say there's about 5 pictures of me, and I know it should have been a time of celebration where I'm photographing how my body developed, but instead I just felt really embarrassed. I felt self-conscious, didn't feel confident at all, and all that love and fun I had of fashion completely went out the way, and I literally lived in the same things week on week. And I'm going to admit, I looked dreadful. I looked absolutely dreadful. Didn't feel confident in myself at all. And it should have been a really celebration of what your body can do. And instead, I just turned my back on fashion. And even after the birth of Henry, when my body again wasn't what it used to be, instead of embracing all my new lumps and bumps and curves, again, I just found things that just sort of fitted, didn't necessarily do anything for me. And I particularly found this hard when I went back to work, because previously I just loved dressing up and working in an environment that everyone loves dressing up. Because I worked in fashion buying, it made you even more self-conscious. I didn't want to stand out, and basically I lived in check shirts and jeans and just ballet pumps and boots for basically the last 2 years, and it wasn't fun at all. So I vowed at this time I was going to really make an effort to find out what my pregnancy style is, find out what suits my growing shape, have a bit of fun. And similar to before I was pregnant, you know, you make mistakes, some things may not work out, but at least I gave it a go. And I'm determined that after the birth of this little one, I'm definitely going to continue with this and move my pregnancy style onto mummy style. And just this will be my last pregnancy, so touch wood. So this, I can't go back to my old way. I sort of have to find the old me again, find what suits me, and just start having fun with dressing up. So sorry for that little ramble, but I felt like I need to give you a little bit of a background. But today, one of the key trends I wanted to talk about is nautical. And nautical is one of those trends which is around every year. It's a fantastic transitional trend, taking you from winter into spring. Perfect because navy is a great base and a great alternative to black. stripes can come in. You can add elements of white in terms of white shirting, which is always quite crisp. Sorry, I have a mood board down here, so I keep referring back to it if you think why I'm looking down. But Nautical this year has had a real refresh. It's been completely reinvented, and there's some incredible designers out there that have really embraced it. So the likes of Chloe did the most beautiful navy palazzo trousers, the most beautiful all over pleated dresses, again navies, whites, and this beautiful sunshine yellow. And Nautical is one of those trends, and I don't know if maybe then it's just become a staple for maternity wear, but it's also something you can always get in every collection in the high street that caters for pregnant women. Because I don't know what it is about us pregnant women and mums, we seem to just grab onto the old Breton stripe, like our life depended on it. It seems to be the mummy uniform of choice. So again, it's always out there. And another great part of this whole nautical trend that you can definitely get on board on, and it's definitely an essential as your body grows, is denim. And you've got everything from your indigo denim to your stone wash and bleach washes to your really crisp optic white. And thankfully there's so much more out there in terms of denim shapes, washes and details, which I definitely didn't have the first time with Henry. It was just very much a basic slim leg or skinny leg jean. But now you've got your rips, you've got your it's like a step hem or cutaway hem. You've got your boyfriend jean, your skinny, you've got your straight leg jean. There are so many new shapes that you can really work with, that maybe before you were all about the boyfriend jean and then it wasn't available for pregnancy, now it is. So you still got your old you, but it's definitely more suited for your growing curves. So there's so much to go for in terms of nautical, and one of the really most freshest things which has come out of this whole trend is the reinvention of the shirt. So before it was all about the button up crisp white shirt, now it's about cold shoulders, it's about bows, it's about ruffles, it's about a shoulder detail. I mean, I've got some here on my mood board, but look, you've got so much to go after here. You've got your bows. And again, it's not just about white. You can go for it in patches, stripes again, and then there's this whole off the shoulder which we had last summer, but again it's still coming through, and it's really nice because you've covered up so much of your bum. Just having that little bit of your shoulder detail, it makes you feel feminine again. And then you've got so much more in terms of what you can do with ties. So here it's like tied at the front, you can tie that above your bump and really emphasise your shape. Cinching, that's another great style tip for emphasising your bump and curves, because it's quite sexy when you've got your bump, but you've still got your really upper tiny waist, which is really nice. So that's a great piece that is really important in terms of this whole nautical trend. Again, I mentioned before, stripes are still really key. They're bold and they're less preppy in terms of a bit smarter, but again that really royal blue with the white looks really crisp and fresh. Prints are still really key within nautical, so you can do it with florals in a very formal way here, in dresses, but again you could do oversized shirts, you could do jersey tops just worn back with jeans and just a really simple tan sandal, and you're really good to go with the whole trend. And again, it's a trend where you're not breaking the bank, so you can invest. I always invest in a great pair of denim jeans, and then you can play with a great white shirt or a great white t-shirt, your Breton stripe, and then if there is an occasion, another part of this whole trend which is really key is this beautiful ray of sunshine lemon, which is a great highlight colour. There's so much of it coming from the catwalks, which is just beautiful. And you can do this now in spring with accessories. So you could do a great clutch bag or an oversized bag. If like me you've got a toddler and you need to put loads of stuff in. And then later on you can just layer that lemon on when the summer gets going, and it just really refresh those essentials you've already bought into. So that's sort of where we are in terms of the whole trend. I've got 3 looks to show you today which I absolutely love. 2, admittedly more than 1, and that's just because generally the fit is not great, but it's definitely a trend I'm going to look out for and try and nail it. takes time. But the first one is sort of like a smart day, so that's for when, example, when I go out for the day with Henry and my family, and maybe we're going for lunch, or maybe I just want to feel a little bit smarter. And that look is this top by F&F by Tesco, and again it's that whole Bordeaux, and as I mentioned before, that whole navy is so flattering, great alternative to black, so you definitely feel that transition from winter to spring. And as I mentioned before, just having that shoulder detail and that neckline and show, you just feel that you feel so much more feminine. I absolutely love the big sleeve on this top because again, as I mentioned before, my first pregnancy I got really big upper arms, and again I've still got those from that pregnancy, and they've grown by the day as well, so that just takes it away. But my lower arm is still quite slimming. So again, I'm showing off the bits that I really like about myself. And this top, I should mention, isn't maternity, but there's so much volume in the top bottom that I know I'll get a lot of wear out of this as my bump grows. And I've just styled that with some ripped skinny jeans by New Look, and I absolutely love these. They've got rips in, which is great because you don't feel frumpy. The fit's really nice and true to size, so I got a size 8 in these and they fit perfectly. They've got an under bump band, which if it was winter I'd be all about the over bump, but at the moment I'm wearing tube equip because I've got pelvic girdle pain. If you want to know more about that, I'll link that down below. And I'm also a lot of the time wearing this big bump band, so then having an over bump is just quite heart bothering. So anything that's lower that can be a bit more cooling is fantastic. And again, it's just that really crisp optic white and worn back with that navy. It just looks so chic. It feels very French Riviera. And I definitely feel like I'm going to have a big basket bag when it gets warmer, and maybe a great straw trilby, and have fun with it, which I used to do pre-baby, just having that fun with those fashion little elements and feeling really nice. And then footwear wise, now I've got to admit something, I'm obsessed with these espadrilles by Zara, with the stripe and the tie around the ankle, but unfortunately they're not something that I can comfortably walk in. I sillily bought them on a whim, forgetting that I can't walk very well, but they do a flat version, so I'm going to link those down below as well, because they're a great alternative. But admittedly, having looked back at the pieces, and some pieces I've already bought into, I think just a really, really simple tan sandal is just a great way of grounding this overall look. And as the weather gets warm and you sort of get that lovely pregnancy summery glow, I love a tan sandal, and it always works super great with those navies, blues, whites and lemons, and it just feels really fresh. So yeah, totally love this look. Next up, I recently had a birthday. I was 36, and I was going for a meal with my husband, and I wanted something that felt quite smart but sophisticated, but a little bit fun, and I was very conscious of the way my body is at the moment. So when I found this on ASOS, which I do believe is New Look as well, it's this navy polka dot dress, like midi length. Now I'm only 5'1" and a bit, but for some reason midi length dresses, if I get the length just right, they don't drown me as I suspect that they would if I was maybe a little bit smaller. But I totally love this. Again, I know I keep going on about it, but I had that gorgeous off the shoulder detail, but again I could play with it. I could put one up and one down, but again it just really gave me that little bit of skin that I needed to feel sexy, and again that right amount of length from the midi to show that my ankle, that really elongated my body. But best of all about this dress is it came in a Plisse, which is like an all over pleated fabric, and the navy base was so flattering. It just skimmed my body where my curves were. The Plisse just really clung where I needed it to, and that polka dot just felt really fun. And then the best part of all was that big tie, which you can see here, that just emphasised my bump, and I felt so nice. And even though again I've got it on here for the photographs with the espadrille, I wore ballet flats with this when I went out, and I got to admit it completely killed the look, but I was comfortable. And again, if I just had that really nice, maybe a very low heel tan sandal, it would have looked just as nice. So I totally love this, and this is definitely something I can wear into the summer. I've got some weddings coming up, and it's the Plisse fabric. Even though it's, I think Plisse's got a polyester base, it was still felt very cool, and I didn't feel too hot, which I definitely feel now under these lights. And then the last look, and this is one that which, if I'd nailed, I would have absolutely loved it, and it's that whole rework shirt and that I talked about before. And there's so many out there, especially high-end high street. Isabella Oliver did this great oversized, not oversized, sorry, this great white shirt with the whole tie under the bump, which is beautiful. And Zara, even though they don't do a maternity range, I've done these fantastic oversized shirts. And again, in those, the bright optic whites, the mix match of blue stripes, you know, just great shades around ruched and everything I mentioned earlier. And I saw this one on ASOS, and it was in Petite, so I thought fantastic, because I am petite, so I didn't want something that would drown me. And I love it. I love the fabric. It's a beautiful cotton, very breathable. I love the cut out shoulder detail, which I'm quite broad and I didn't think I would like. But unfortunately, where the bump, not the bump, sorry, where the bust line ended, it's not something for anyone. If, like me, you're a bigger bust, I just couldn't get it to sit right under my bust as I wanted it to. But I love the big tie. I love the feel of it and the idea of it. So even though it's something that I'm not going to keep, it's something I'm definitely going to look for, because I think one back with, if I did a more of a shorter shirt version, I can wear that back on my denim and still feel really cool, and again just with that little tan sandal. So I'm still on the lookout for that, but I will do a Pinterest board, as I always do with my pregnancy styles, and I'll link some alternatives down below. It felt nice, but it just didn't fit me the way it should. But again, that's the beauty of trends. Just go for it, have fun, and that's also the beauty of home shopping. If it doesn't fit, you can just send it back. So there are my 3 looks for the whole nautical trend, to embrace that whole thing about pregnancy style. I'm definitely going to do more of these on my channel. I literally got 4 months left before baby number 2 comes, which is a little boy who will also be nailing the nautical trend. In fact, I recently did a gender reveal, and I bought some bits on Mamas and Papas, and they were of the navy and white variety as well. So I'll link that video down below if you're interested. And yeah, and I also want to do a video on essentials. I did one a few months back on just things that I bought when I first found out I was pregnant. I've streamlined that a lot more now, and I've had a lot more fun with it, and I found some really great pieces, so I'm going to share that with you as well. So if you want to see more of that, and you want to see more of hauls for toddler as well as myself, and just general updates where I am with pregnancy and parenting and lifestyle videos, hit that subscribe button. And if you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, which would be hugely appreciated. And thank you so much for tuning into this ultra long video. I didn't mean it to be so long, but talking about fashion again has ignited something in me, and it's felt really fun, especially just putting together something simple as a mood board, buying magazines again that are not mummy related. So I've definitely had fun with this, and I hope you've had fun watching it. And equally, I hope you go out there now and pick up some little bits and nail that nautical trend. And if you do, please share them on social media. All my social media links are down below, because I would love to see them. And that's it for me, and thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.